Hi everyone, welcome to Court's Books and Body Care. I am Courtney, or you can call me Court. However, in this video, I am not going to be talking about books or body care, but candles. And I decided I would go ahead and share with you all of the candles that I have been burning lately. This does not include any of my empties, any candles that I have already finished this month, because those will be in a separate video at the end of the month for my empties. I just didn't want to have to dig those out and show them to you, and it wouldn't make any sense to have to show them twice. So this is really just everything that I'm burning lately that I've kind of been in my rotation, and just kind of giving you my thoughts on each candle. So let's get right into it. First, I do actually have this burning right now. I didn't want to have to put it out because if I did, the wax would still be wet anyway, so I might as well just show it to you lit. And it is the Irish Cream Coffee in the single wick from Goose Creek. This is a beautiful candle. The scent notes, it actually tells you around here. It is coffee beans, sweet chocolate, Irish cream, and warm caramel. This is, how do I put this? Probably my favorite coffee. No, I won't say my favorite coffee candle because that's Paris Cafe. But this is close, and honestly, for a single wick, I'm really, really impressed. There is a little bit of sooting you can kind of see around the edge here. There's very, very light tunneling, and I think that's only because I put it out one day before it had done a full complete wax pull, which I think is pretty common with single wicks in general. But one thing that I really like is the way their new single wicks are. I'm not sure when they changed because it's been a while since I had ordered from Goose Creek, especially a single wick. But these seem to be kind of shorter and squattier than their previous ones, or the ones from Bath and Body Works. So I really like that about it. I think it makes, I don't know the scientific rules about it, but to me it seems like it makes it tunnel less. And I'll get more into that in my next candle. But yes, absolutely love this. I burn this every morning with another candle that I will show in a second. All right, so the next one is another single wick from Goose Creek, and it is the pecan or pecan toffee bar. And scent notes of this one are crunchy pecans, warm toffee, brown sugar, and creamy vanilla. I really love this. In fact, I love it better burning than I do on cold. And that's only because I feel like on cold, the pecan note is really prominent, and it almost smells like almost burnt, I guess. Or like the pecan shells, not the actual pecan that you put like in a pie, but like the outside. That's what it smells like on cold. But when it's burning, it is delicious. And I love toffee. It's probably like Heath bars are like my favorite candy. So which is why I had to get this one. Also very beautiful. I love this candle so much. Again, a little bit of sooting here, but you can see this came to full wax pull, and there's like just a little bit right there on the edge, but really no tunneling at all. So yes, so far really impressed with the Goose Creek's single wicks. All right, I'm kind of gonna go in order of which ones I've been burning the most. So the next one is, next two actually are from the Harry Potter collab from Goose Creek. And the first one is Hogwarts. And this one is Crackling Hearthwood, Whispering White Woods, Worn Leather, and Spellbound Pages. This one is very interesting. It is woody and earthy at the same time, and a little bit like how I would imagine if you're walking through like an old castle or, you know, an old building that maybe had flooded and gotten a little wet or something. I know that doesn't sound good, and I can imagine some people don't like this candle, but I like it for that reason. This has pretty much been an evening candle for me after everybody else has gone to bed. It's sort of my candle that I burn while I'm reading or watching YouTube or whatever. It's just, you can see there's some wax residue around the edges there, which is probably not a surprise with it being a colored wax, but I haven't had any issues with it so far. It's been pretty good. And I'm kind of taking my time with these because I already finished the Hogwarts Express, which I absolutely loved. That will be in my empty video, but so I'm taking my time with these. I don't want to finish them up too quick, but both this and the next one are sort of my go-to evening scents. All right, so the next one is the Marauders Map. And scent notes here are ancient paper, weathered wood, tobacco leaf, and golden amber. Y'all, this is my favorite. Out of all my candles that I'm gonna show you here, this is my favorite. I wish I had bought two, but of course, I'm still new to candles, and so I didn't know I would like it this much. I have to say something that's interesting, and I don't know what note it is. It might be, I don't know if it's the ancient paper or the weathered wood or what, but there's something in here that's nutty to me. I mean, if I had to guess, I would have thought there was some sort of nut scent note in here. But there is not, so I don't know. But I get a nuttiness. It's so good. And again, colored wax, but you know, a little bit of sooting there, but I can deal with that. It's not, to me, it's been pretty decent. I haven't gotten, it hasn't affected the smell or anything, so I'm very happy with these. Again, taking my time with those. Okay, the next one that I actually have burned more than I thought I would is the Kringle Rail Bridge in the medium 2-wick. Scent notes on this one. Oh, doesn't have it on the bottom because they don't put them on the medium jars, but if you go back to my Kringle haul video, I think I put them on the screen. But this one is definitely cologne-y. So if you don't like cologne scents, you probably wouldn't like this. However, I'm gonna say something. This is very light, even to me, and I tend to like lighter scents. And I've explained before, it's because I usually burn them right here in my Maleficent candle holder. And this is my desk where I hang out pretty much most of the time. So when, if something's really strong, then it'll start to get to me because it's right here. I'm really just kind of wanting something for this area. Although my living room is right there. So if it can fill the living room, that's pretty good. But most of the time, I would say I'm okay with it just filling this area. This is one of those candles. Now, I will say, if I'm like down the hall, and I come into the room and it's burning, I could probably smell it, but it's not a big thrower. And I'm okay with that. If you like powerhouse fragrances, I would pass on this one. If you like candles more for the ambiance, this is a good choice, but you have to be okay with cologne scents because it does lean cologne. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about it, other than it's a very nice burn, clean burn. Haven't had any sooting or wick residue. Just, I mean, very slight, you know, just your basic, but so for that reason, I'm impressed. I do like the scent because I like cologne scents, but it's not really complex enough for me to say, oh yes, I want another one of these. But I think it's a good everyday candle, non-offensive. You know, nobody's gonna walk in and go, ugh, will you put that out, please? So just keep that in mind if you're interested in this one. But I like it, but don't love it. All right, the next one is another Kringle, but this is a 3-wick, and it is in French Toast. And that's what it looks like after burning, of course, because it is soy. Scent notes on this are warm maple, melted butter, vanilla, and spun sugar. So this is the key right here. And so I just want to confirm with everyone that yes, this is the smell you get. This is not. This is not, meaning there is no bread note. And I should have noticed that in the scent notes when I ordered it. However, I'm still glad I got it because it smells good. I would say it is, I don't know if it's a direct dupe, but very similar to Goose Creek's maple butter, which I had in a single wick and I had to destash because the man of the house did not like it. He thought it smelled like butterscotch, and he doesn't like butterscotch. He asked me not to burn it anymore, and so when I did a declutter after that, that was when I decluttered. But he has a new job now, so he's gone most of the day, so I'm able to burn this. I like it. It is maple syrup and butter. That is what it smells like. Like I said, in the mornings, I like to burn my coffee candle, and I'll burn this with it, and it smells so good. It's kind of a good wake me up, and you know, have them burning while I cook my breakfast. So I like it. I don't know if it would be a repurchase, but we'll see. But definitely glad I bought it, and definitely worth the, I think it was like $6 or something like that. All right, and then the next one is another Kringle, and it is Mystic Trail. So now we're getting into the ones I haven't burned quite as often. This one I think I've only burned twice. I do love the green wax. I mentioned that before because it's my favorite color. And it is fresh berries, apple, autumn leaves, caramel and spice, sugar, and woods. Now this one is interesting. I think I need to give it one more burn because I don't know what happened, because the first burn, now first let me say, on cold, I had mentioned that it smelled similar to the Hogwarts candle from Goose Creek, which let me compare now. I haven't done that yet. So this one definitely has more woods. But I think they both have that earthiness that I'm picking up on. I think that's what it is. And I mentioned that I thought this, when I got this on cold, that smelled like Hogwarts with apple on top. And I still can get that on cold. Now, the first time I burned it, I mostly got apple. And I'm not a huge fan of green apple. And that's kind of the apple that's in here, which I guess makes sense with the green. And maybe it's a mind thing. Maybe I'm just thinking it smells like green apple because it's green. But I definitely get the apple. I got the apple the strongest the first time I burned it. The second time I burned it, which was last night, I could hardly smell it at all. Even standing over it, had it right here on my Maleficent candle holder. Even standing over it, I could hardly smell it. Now, I'm gonna chalk that up to the fact that I had cooked dinner in my crock pot, and it was like a ravioli dish, so it had spaghetti sauce in it. It was pretty strong, so maybe that was just overpowering and I couldn't smell my candle at all. That could be. But again, smelling it on cold, I get the apple. I don't really get the other notes. I don't get berries at all. I definitely don't get caramel and spice. Maybe a little bit of, maybe the autumn leaves in the woods is kind of the reminiscent of Hogwarts scent. But yeah, that's pretty much it, is the leaves, the woods, and apple. So I like it, but it's not, again, what I thought it was going to be. But you know, that's only after 2 burns, so we'll see how it evolves. All right, and then the next one is one that I've only burned twice, and that is the Strawberry Shortcake Raspberry Tart from Goose Creek. Again, absolutely love this label. I am all about 80s nostalgia, because that's when I was a little girl. And scent notes are pink raspberry, sparkling sugar, warm tart, and vanilla bean. I wasn't sure how I would feel about this because I'm not a huge raspberry fan, and I'm not a very big gourmand fan. I like this a lot. It is it's sweet without being like sickeningly sweet. And I think what I've realized is when I say that I'm not a gourmand fan, I think I don't like the cake notes. I think I don't like particularly Bath & Body Works cake notes like strawberry pound cake, the Milk Bar birthday cake. There's something or I don't know if it's something in it or just the smell of the cake that turns my stomach, and I've just never been a fan of those. I did have the cherry pie cake, the cherry pie candle from Goose Creek a couple years ago. Again, that was one I decluttered. I think I burned it once or twice, couldn't handle it. And I thought it was just because it was a gourmand, even though it wasn't a cake, it was a pie. But I think it was just because I don't like cherry. So, yeah, so I think it's just, I'm starting to dip my toes in gourmands, and I'm starting to realize there are some that I like. I just have to pick the right ones. And this is one that so far I like it. Now my daughter thinks it's too sweet, but I like it. Is it a love? No, but it still gets me excited to burn it, you know? All right, and then the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 are all candles I've only burned once. So these are pretty much sort of first burn impressions, I guess. The first one is Mahogany from Kringle. I think I've only burned this once. I don't think it was twice. But either way, it doesn't really matter. It's lovely. I just hadn't been in the mood, I guess, for it that much. But I'll definitely be burning it more. Of course, again, you have to like cologne scents just like mahogany, teakwood or whatever kind of wood. Smells like men's cologne, and I like it. So from the Smurfs collab, this is Rain Rain Smurf Away. Actually only burned this once the other day because it finally rained. And so I was saving it for a rainy day. And scent notes here are cool raindrops, water puddles, and fresh air. Here's something I will say about this is I'm glad I have this, and I love the Smurfs. I wish that it was more the way I had imagined it. There was a candle, there was a few candles actually that they had back, it might have been back in last spring or maybe the fall, that I had my eye on, and then I never ended up ordering them. And they were all rainy day themed candles. There was one that I want to say it had a dog on it. He was like by the window, and it was raining. I can't remember the name of that one. And then there was another one called Stormfront that I think they've had brought back before. And all of those I was interested in, because I was like, oh, I would really love some rainy day candles because it had been raining here a lot. And anyway, so when I decided to get this one, I was hoping it would smell the way I was imagining any of those candles to smell. It is not bad. I like it. But it does lean just very slightly laundry-ish. And I do not like laundry candles. I had, what is the one, cotton, no, I can't think of the name of it, but it's something Breeze from Goose Creek. I had that one, and I think it got to about like right here, and I finally had to say that is enough. I'm calling this done, because it would smell good when I was doing laundry, but like, you know, for a laundry day candle. But then after a while, it was just like, it was giving me a headache, because I don't even like scented laundry detergent. I use like the unscented stuff. So to have something that smells like that, it's like, you know, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense for somebody like me. So when I had this burning, and it was nice, and like I said, it leans a little bit in that direction. It doesn't have a floral note, but I swear there is something floral in it. But I don't know what cool raindrops and water puddles and fresh air smell like. Maybe it's the fresh air that I'm picking up on, that whatever that note is smells like flowers, which, you know, mixed with the other things smells like laundry. Maybe that's it, but yeah, it's very slightly powdery, and which is, I think, is what I mean by floral, because some florals can be powdery, and that's what I get from this. I don't hate it, but I think this is probably, again, only gonna be one I burn on rainy days for just a little while. Sad, but you know, it's still worth having, I think. I'm glad that I got it, because, you know, I wouldn't have known otherwise. So, all right, so the last two I saved for last, because each one I've only burned once, and neither of them have the same scent notes, but there is something in both of them that smell the same to me. And if any of you can figure it out and help me out, I would really appreciate it. So the first one is this Big Mama from Kringle. It is the Rosewood and Vetiver. And scent notes here are amber, wood, and floral, and then fruit, amber again, and tobacco leaf. This has something very sharp in it, and the only thing I can assume is it's the tobacco leaf. There was a candle that I had a couple years ago. I say a couple, it was probably, I want to say it was probably back in 2022, from Goose Creek, that was a tobacco candle. I don't remember the name of it, if it was just called tobacco or if it was tobacco and something or whatever, but it was from like the men's collection, and I loved that candle. It smelled so good. I don't remember it smelling like this. This almost smells, it almost smells minty and a little bit like licorice. It's weird, but I like it. But I don't think I can handle it for very long. Like maybe an hour tops. That being said, I had it burning one time I had it burning, and my daughter came in the room. I had it actually burning over there on my island, and my daughter came in the living room and she was like, she was like, no, I don't like that. And she, I put it out, and she said it made her feel like she couldn't breathe. And if it's that instantaneous that someone says no, and I really don't like that, then that's not a good thing. So I told her I would only burn it when she's not here, but I haven't actually had the chance to, because she gets home at 3 o'clock from school, and I'm not a morning person. So when I get up, I'm usually burning my coffee and French toast candle. So by the time I'm done with that, and then I take my shower and I get dressed and everything, it's time for her to come home. So that's kind of me telling on myself. I really need to get back into a schedule, but the holidays were all weird, and so anyway, that being said, I have to burn this when she's not around because she hates it. The next one that I've only burned once is from Goose Creek. It's from the Peanuts collab, and this is Halloween Night. Now, I could have saved this for Halloween, but I wanted to be able to, burn all my candles and test them out and everything. So scent notes on this are Midnight Fog, Whipped Vanilla, Soft Patchouli, and Smoldering Amber. This isn't as sharp, but there is like a sweet, almost sharp note that is similar to the rosewood and vetiver. Now, I assumed that was the patchouli. I do like patchouli. I know that sometimes patchouli can lean more woody, and sometimes it can lean more floral. But any patchouli that I've tried, I've liked it. I don't know what is in this and why does it smell like that when that candle doesn't have patchouli in it, and this one doesn't have tobacco in it. So I thought it was the patchouli note here, and I thought it was the tobacco note here, but those are two different notes. So my question is, do those two notes smell similar? Am I smelling something completely different? Now, smelling this on cold, it does smell woody. It is definitely not as strong as this one. I don't know. Sorry, I keep having to turn back because I have to put the candles away, but I don't know if maybe I just don't really know what rosewood is or vetiver. and maybe one of those has that scent and I just didn't know that. Yeah, this one's definitely, oh man, it does smell good though, in a different kind of way. It's so weird. But they both have that little bit of sharp, whatever it is. And so again, I guess I'm so confused because I have had tobacco candles before, and I've had, or I thought I had had patchouli candles before. I've definitely had body care that has patchouli in it. Platinum, which was my all-time favorite, has patchouli in it. I think, didn't Maleficent have patchouli in it? Those were like my favorites. So, and I think Into the Night has patchouli in it. So all of those are like my favorites. So I don't think I don't like patchouli. Now again, this one was not bad. I just remember thinking, ooh, that's a little strong. And then I think like the next day I burned this one and I was like, that kind of smells like that Peanuts candle. So it's like this one, but like amped up a little bit. Anyway, I'm rambling now, but I'm very confused, and if you know the solution to that, please let me know. And but either way, I mean, these aren't candles I'm gonna be destashing. I'm still gonna burn them. I just have to make sure I burn them at the right time. Anyway, that is what I've been burning lately. Let me know if you have any of these candles, if any of them are your favorites, or you've had them and you absolutely couldn't stand them. I would like to know that too. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.